fucking, can we just get it rolling? Let's just fucking, hi, welcome to the fucking show. Welcome to Got Issues, episode 11. It's fucking, that intro sucked. It's not easy doing intros.
No, it isn't.
I'll think of a better one for next week, don't worry. Your time for intros is done, Sandy.
Yeah.
Till next week.
So,
we're here with three brand new issues.
yes.
From DC, Marvel, and Image. We're not always going to do Marvel, DC, and Image. It just happens that they had the number ones this week.
Yeah.
So fuck it, man. Skim the fat. Straight to the juice. First one up, Young Justice #1. Written by Brian Michael Bendis. Art done by longtime artist Patrick Gleason. That just hit the... That's actually part of... what's the art that Bendis is writing? I should have wrote this down. Is it the Wonder... I had it in the back. So Brian Michael Bendis is going to be doing a whole bunch of different titles.
Yes.
Plus like another couple of writers. And they're going to form a little
union?
series inside of the series, yeah.
Okay.
Like inside of DC Universe.
Yeah.
I think it's Wonder Comics, man. Yeah, it is. Yeah, so there you go. So Wonder Comics, it's being headlined by Brian Michael Bendis. It's kind of like their own little inside DC thing. And the 4 comics coming off of that would be Young Justice, Naomi, Wonder Twins, and Dial H for Hero. Dial H for Hero and Wonder Twins, I think they've both been done. He's just bringing them back. So it started, I guess, with Young Justice. Now, this comic doesn't touch to any of those comics yet.
No.
But he kicked off the Wonder Comic universe immediately. And then he's writing Naomi. And then Mark Russell and Stephen Byrne are doing Wonder Twins. And Dial H for Hero is going to be written by Sam Humphries. And art is Joe Quinones, or however you pronounce that. But fuck it. That is not Young Justice. So, thoughts? Sandy?
It reminded me of they relaunched Teen Titans a couple years back, and it felt like that again, where it was kind of just here's everybody on the team.
Yeah.
Here's like a situation that's pulling them all together, and oh look, they're Young Justice again.
Yeah, kind of. There's a couple of differences. So.
Yeah. Like, it was okay. Like, it's DC, it's Bendis. Bendis is a good writer.
Yep.
He created some new stuff in there that I was just like,
Oh yeah, well,
we'll have to see how that goes.
Yeah, what Sandy's referencing is 2 of the newer characters in this series that popped up was Ginny Hex.
Yeah.
Ginny Hex is the great-great-granddaughter of Jonah Hex. She
Yes.
appeared in the Walmart 80-page special they just released, #4. That was her first appearance.
Yes.
So that was a Brian Michael Bendis written, at least, story arc.
Yeah.
And then the other character he's talking about is what they're referring to as Teen Lantern.
Which you don't even get to see.
Kinda. You see her in the advertisement for the other ones. So she's. It seems like a female.
Yeah.
And Brian Michael Bendis has hinted to it. She might not actually be a Lantern of sanction. She might have hijacked the Green Lantern powers. Right?
That would
how they
make
have
more
the
sense
battery,
because
right?
you never see any sort of youngling as a lantern.
Well, and
within
generally
the Green
speaking, they this like Green Lantern's got to come down to like I'm Green Lantern of Space Sector. This.
No, but
She
even
didn't say
not
Space
not
Sector
only
or
that,
anything.
but like I've never seen a young Green Lantern in the whole Corps.
don't think
Even in the entire Corps, I've never seen anyone younger than say like 20.
Yeah, but it's one of those comic things where they could just have been there the entire time, and they're just
And
not.
you just never noticed.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
No.
Yeah. Question from the audience.
Well, no question. Who's questioning the audience?
British.
Question from the audience. Does
Sure.
the ring choose the lantern?
Okay, first off, why don't you wait till your motherfucking question period, which is done at the end of whenever we're done saying what we're saying, okay? And second off, this is exactly why we're discussing she got hijacked. Like, she hijacked the powers,
Yeah,
right?
straight up hijacked
She
it.
might have found a way to hack into, like Hal Jordan's fucking...
But also,
Green
you got to
Lantern,
come
right?
off like we came off of like Metal, right? So in Metal, you have the Green Lantern Batman, which pretty much hijacked the freaking.
Well, he
the
became a
Lantern
Lantern,
ring.
and then he
Yeah.
killed all the other Lanterns.
Yeah, no, but he hijacked the powers of the ring because the ring didn't want to let him kill.
No,
so
no, yeah, that's... Okay, no, but the ring still chose him. The Ring came all the way down, chose
Yes.
him, and then he's like, I want to fucking kill this guy. And the Ring's like, no. And he's like, I don't care. And then the Ring's like,
Yeah.
I can't handle your whale. And he's
Yeah.
like, Batman, bitch, die.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Yeah.
reoccurring characters, though, coming back. I believe these are all characters that have been done before. Tim Drake as Red Robin, Cassie Sandsmark as Wonder Girl, Bart Allen as Kid Flash. Connor Kent shows up at the end.
Yes.
Connor Kent,
Yep.
or also known as Con-El, is Superboy. And I don't know if it's Amy Winston, but when I looked up I can't even pronounce that stuff. Amethyst?
Yeah.
It said her name was Amy Winston. It could be a different Amethyst. And maybe, actually, speaking of which, that could be what the Wonder Comics is going about. Is
Yes.
Gemworld has a problem with something about Earth. A whole bunch of Gemworld villains run into Earth looking for Superman, because Superman apparently is the problem for this, and then they are met with Young Justice.
I don't even think it was that Superman was the problem. I think they just think that he's like Earth's champion.
Champion? Yeah, it's feasible. Either or. So maybe that's what Wonder Comics is going to get into, is the whole
Yeah.
what the hell's going on with Gemworld. But
Yes.
that's the number one. Yeah, so I think we actually kind of fluffed how we were doing this, because we didn't discuss either of them. But Bendis and Gleason both been around in comic world for a long time.
They've been around for a long time.
Yeah, so I don't know. But then again, almost every artist we have today has been around for a long time.
Yes. Agreed.
Personally, I was
Yeah.
not super impressed by this number one. I didn't think the writing stuck out. I didn't think the art stuck out. I just thought it was fine.
Yeah. I'm kind of on the same boat with Spenny. I like the art. I just didn't like the paneling. A lot of it made most
Yes.
sense, especially with Kid Flash.
Yes.
Yeah, Kid
So-
Flash was just obnoxious as a character, though.
Yeah, why was he doing all
Yeah.
those Marvel references?
I'm maybe Bendis is a little bit upset with Marvel. I'm not too
Oh,
sure.
that would make sense.
They did
Right.
make a couple of
maybe
shitty jokes about
maybe
Marvel
Bendis
stuff.
thought he was going to write Alpha Flight,
Oh.
and then Marvel was like, "Get the fuck out of here."
That would have been amazing. Bendis on Alpha Flight would have been amazing.
Some things are better left dead.
Yeah.
So what would you give
Just
this?
not
out
Alpha
of
Flight.
I don't hate Alpha Flight. What would I give it out of 10? Again, I'd probably maybe a 5.8, just because I like Brian Michael. But I had bad beef with Bendis when he was writing everything for Marvel. Now when he toned it down, he's been doing good for DC. And it's like, these are OGs. So, and I don't want to sit like, if you're a fan, I've never been a Teen Titans fan, a Titans fan. I'm really just becoming a Justice League fan, and that's. So again, my numbers are kind of skewed here. So I'm giving it a strong 5.861.
Sandy?
I'm going to give it a 6, just because Alpha Flight reference. That's the only 0.2 that it's getting.
Wow, okay.
I would have given it a 5.8, same as Hawk, but because of the Alpha Flight reference,
I give it
I'm giving it a
fractional
6.
number behind my 5.8. It was 5.8 something, but Spenny?
I'm going to give it a 6. I feel weird giving it a higher result than you, considering I don't think I liked it as much as you, but I didn't like it enough to give it less than a 6.
Well, again,
dislike it enough.
I'm a hater.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll give anything a 9.
straight.
So, but again, if you're a Young Justice fan, check it out. You never know. A lot of what we might have problems with,
You might not have problems with.
Yeah,
Exactly.
if you're a Young Justice fan.
Yeah. So what do we got next?
Next, we got something dear to my heart. Okay, so about a year and a half ago, well, actually, you know what? I'm going to pause for 1 second here because it's kind of distracting me here.
Public service
Audience in the
announcement.
back has a problem with the low ranking that Young Justice has got. So I'm curious to ask the audience members who haven't read it to what they think Young Justice should be. And he gives it a 5. The audience gives it a 5. So I guess they were upset that we scored too high on the out of 10 scale. Okay, so back to the story. So about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, I'm not too sure the exact date, probably should have done that. They came out with a podcast for Wolverine. It was called The Long Night.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was like a murder mystery type podcast. Mm-hmm. And then Marvel, in its infinite dollar wisdom, was like, let's fucking make it a comic. And since I'd rather read it than hear it, I read it. And so did they. And it was a number 1. So enter Wolverine Long Night number 1. It is written by Benjamin Percy. He's also the guy who did the podcast.
Well, that would make sense. They probably just adapted his script, right?
Yeah, and he's a longtime novelist. Wrote The Language of Elks, The Wildlings, The Darknet's the most recent novel I seen him write.
Okay.
And then he's also done small runs on comics like Detective Comics, Green Arrow. He did James Bond, the second series after Titan. Not the one that Warren Ellis first wrote, but remember afterwards it was like
Absalom?
the Blind Blocks, I think it was? The Blind Box?
Maybe.
What's up?
Was it Absalom?
No, Absalom was Warren Ellis. So.
A lot
okay,
of
yeah.
the Bond stuff came out while I was in school, so.
Yeah, well, he was right onto the Bond, and he did Nightwing. So he's been around for a bit. And then the artist is Marcio Takara there, Brazilian artist, if I'm not mistaken, and he's been around for a long time. Well, not a long time, probably the least amount since everybody else, but he's done a lot of work, all new Wolverine, Spider-Gwen, Captain Marvel for Marvel titles.
Yeah.
Then for DC, he's done work on Nightwing, Green Arrow, Flash. He's done work on the independent series Dynamo 5 and Mark Waid series Incorruptible. So
Okay.
he's both established, relatively established writer, very established artist. Came together on the long night. What do you guys think?
I enjoyed this one. It's a slow burner. Like there's a lot of just kind of figuring out what's already happened and kind of catching up.
Good dialogue, though.
Yeah, like the writing's good. I enjoyed the art.
Burns, Alaska.
And yeah, I
Alaska's gonna burn.
like I enjoyed this one and our next comic probably equally, but for different reasons.
Equal, really? Okay, yeah. Sandy?
Like Spenny said, he hit the nail on the head. It's a slow burner. The dialogue was phenomenal. I've already had a bad taste in my mouth with everything Logan related lately. Like,
Not everything Logan related lately has been bad.
no, that's true. But the vast majority has been like, what the fuck?
That's why you celebrate things that aren't as bad.
No, absolutely agree. This, with the whole murder mystery, like, Ock and I talked about it.
Don't say it.
I'm not going to say it,
Alright.
but where it's going to go, the way that they're making this, like,
Smells like something.
Yeah, it smells like something bad and cheese.
I don't know about cheese. We'll see about cheese, but it
Well,
smells bad.
that's always the go-to when they go up north.
That's what I'm worried about.
Every time. Every goddamn time. But
If
yeah,
you're a longtime Wolverine reader,
you'll know.
him in the wild with people dying tends to lead to one person showing up into the storyline, and I'm hoping they avoid that like the plague. But as it stands right now, I thoroughly enjoyed The Long Night. It's been good to read a solid Wolverine comic.
I like the end. The end was good.
I liked having Wolverine and they're being spoken about in the third person. It actually has me really excited about the Spawn movie. Because that's almost the same thing Spawn, like Todd McFarlane's trying to do with Spawn.
Yes.
Is everything seen through the eyes of Sam and Twitch, not Spawn.
Yeah.
Right? And everything's seen through the eyes of other people, like other police. So far, it pretty much follows these two FBI guys. One female, one male. They show up to Alaska on people were murdered in water, open water, which is, I guess,
Federal jurisdiction.
federal jurisdiction. So they roll up, but there's been a whole slew of murderings happening in a very small community. So they start investigating the slew of murders. Now, it was two specific murders that had me worried because, again, and I'll just get the cat out the bag here. The problem with Wolverine stories up north when he's trying to hide from everybody is there's usually a fucking Wendigo around. And if this fucking thing ends up to be the Wendigo, I'm going to be very upset. Like, I will take my comic review of what pretty high score we're about to give it to this is an absolute trash comic. Like, do not make it the Wendigo. Anybody but the Wendigo. I'd be happy with fucking Sabretooth being up there slicing and dicing.
And that would make a little more sense, but
It's never Sabretooth. Sabretooth only slice and dice love interests of Wolverine.
yes, he did more personal killings.
Right, so, yeah. And then as per comic canon, I don't know if this actually takes place in the 616 at all. I'm guessing no.
Probably not.
Right, so, reviews, Spenny? What do you give it?
I think I'd give it an 8.5.
8.5? Yeah, okay. Sandy?
I give it an 8. I would give it the same score as Spenny, but I hate Marvel right now, so you get an 8.
Yeah,
But good writing.
I'm giving it a conditional 8 and 8 and 3. Let's go 8 and 3 daggers. But those daggers, the 8 will disappear, and those daggers will be used for the artist, writer, and editor if this has the fucking Wendigo. Right? Now, I could have went on the internet and just found out the end, but I didn't. So don't Don't disappoint.
Don't.
Disappoint. You start on a good list. If you know what the ending is and you're watching this and you want to comment on it, be my guest. I'll eventually read it. Actually, I will read it. It's not like we have a lot of comments.
No.
Just Lee. Thank you, Lee.
Yeah, thank you, Lee.
Yeah, man, you're like our internet mother. You did good, guys. And to Spenny's cousin, uncle. Fuck, man. We're trying not to swear as much.
Fucking rights we're not.
Yeah, but that's really amateur talking to our two commentators. I guess that's what fucking if PewDiePie does it, we can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last comic?
Last comment.
Yeah, last comic.
God bless fucking Image. Jesus Christ, it's almost like we get paid by these sons of bitches.
Mm-hmm.
Gunning for Hits, music thriller, issue fucking 1.
Look at that beautiful cover.
It's a really nice cover. I
love
it.
this cover.
It's good to go. Gunning for Hits is written by a Jeff Rogvi?
Rugvi, probably.
Rugvi?
It might be.
Yeah. The artist is Moritat, a.k.a. Justin Norman. I'm going to keep airing out his government name because apparently he changed it. I don't know why. I should respect it, but...
Artistic.
I like him. I've seen his work on a bunch of different shit. I actually really like his art.
Mm-hmm.
I think he kicked ass there.
Yep.
But no, I'm a fucking dick, I guess. So, either or. Yeah. Who we start with on this one?
Spenny?
Well, so this comic it's about a music industry...
A&R. You seemed like you were going to go into a so I finished this up. We could be like fraternal twins or some shit.
Music industry recruiter who goes around and signs bands to different labels, or to his label.
So what A&Rs?
Sure.
Yeah.
Alright.
Anyways, but he's also got some sort of shady past. It's going to go...
bit of a shady past.
Implied.
A bit of a shady past.
Yeah.
That he kind of touches on in the middle of the comic, and then he really airs on the last end.
So
of the comic.
the comic starts off pretty tame, and then as you go on, it kind of just dials up to 11.
Yeah.
Especially the weirdest part too, because there's one part he's kind of explaining the music biz, and then the art just goes from like, as opposed to paneling, just to kind of like, these instructional video type pieces. But that's probably where it got the most intense, like just seeing how the music business.
Like how much money the music industry makes is ridiculous.
Well, how much it made, So the premise, I guess, what he was saying is like in the '80s, in a quarter, like I don't know how much of this is based off of real life. Mm-hmm. But I would imagine a big chunk, considering what was happening through the 90s.
So the other thing we should mention is that the artist is used to work in the music industry.
No, the writer.
Oh, sorry,
writer.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Jeff Rogvi. I'll break down some of his shit in a second there, because he not only just worked in the music industry.
So it's not just like somebody from the outside looking in and commenting on this. This is a guy who actually worked in the music industry during this time period.
Well, actually, let's do his credentials now then, so then we don't have to keep discussing whether or not. All right, so this guy has been around for a minute. Actually, a long time ago. I think it was like 80-something. Him and a friend were like the first two people to start up the first ever CD-only record store. Music store, sorry. So like they'd be like, that's all they did was sell CDs. He worked with Ryko Music, which is like a big ass company that kind of get these reissue musics and then republicate them and I guess reissue them, what they call it. So that got him to work with people like David Bowie. Like his first project actually was the David Bowie catalog. So in 87, 88, he secured David Bowie's catalog from 69 to 80, and then they re-released it. So all this company would do is pick up shit and then re-release it, right?
Yeah.
At a higher price, which you can imagine how much money you're gonna rake in there.
Oh, huge money.
Right? You're only paying for X amount of.
Yeah, you're already paying X amount of dollars, but you're already getting that money back within the sales.
Right, but you don't have to pay for any production. You don't have to. So
no royalties.
And he makes a big note about that in the comic, right? But some of the artists he's worked with, so this is not necessarily like he helped produce anything or signed them, but he definitely got their catalogs or pushed them over. But he's worked with what's it called? Elvis Costello, Bootsy Collins. Not Ziggy Stardust, but fucking what's his name? I think Ziggy Pop, Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, Iggy Pop. Jimi Hendrix, Spawn animated series. Like the guy's done a billion different things.
you
And
can't
he
work.
continues to do a billion different things.
Oh yeah,
It's
like you
absurd.
can't work with David Bowie and not work with Iggy Pop. Like those two were.
Well,
like,
he might not have worked with one of them, but like he did work with David Bowie.
No, but
right?
like David Bowie pretty much made Iggy Pop.
I don't know if that's...
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Either or. All I'm saying is the motherfucker's been around the music business.
Yeah.
Right? And then he's always liked comics. Like, this motherfucker might have came... Like, I didn't want to write this down because I didn't want to source it all the way through. But he might have started the magazine Toy Geek.
Really?
I read it somewhere. He started a collectibles magazine. Like, this guy's been a fan of this stuff for a fucking long-ass time, right?
Yeah. Well, there's money to be had.
Yeah, now he has a company that kind of works in, like, making limited edition CDs and shit like that, and DVDs and whatnot. And he figured he'd try his hand on fucking comic writing, and I give him credit for it. He put together a pretty good comic.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if Image told him to get with Moritate there, but...
yeah, so he had an artist lined up that
Yeah.
he was going to take and show a bunch of different publishers' work with,
Yeah.
and then the artist just flaked on him, and eventually he got in touch with Image, and they put him up with Moritat.
Well, there you go. So, and that was a pretty good number one. Hey, what's up, buddy? I just do your thing, man. We're all relatively reviews here.
Let's go around.
Yeah. So, yeah, okay, so that's that. Let's go, Spenny, or Sandy, what did you think?
I really liked it.
Yeah.
The writing was well done. The dialogue was awesome. The characters that he threw into the, like, just to give off that whole, like, what he has to do.
Is Billy David Bowie?
Yeah.
Is Billy David Bowie the voice of the generation?
No.
The real deal?
He's not David Bowie.
Pansexual, asexual, or whatever it is, if you're willing to eat pussy or eat dick.
Yeah. That's fucking hilarious. And his girlfriend was, like, just this money grubbing, like...
I don't know if she was money grubbing.
She wanted $6 million. That was her first thing that she said.
That's just sticky. That's just an arbitrary number. Like, she didn't... At no point... She seemed power hungry, not money grubbing.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay,
So, like,
that's fair to say. Yeah.
She was just on a power trip.
Yeah, power trip as the manager.
Right.
Which I like how he's like, this never works out. Like,
No, don't try to intimidate that guy.
yeah. So, but it was really well written. The dialogue was great.
Yes.
The art was great. It complemented everything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 9.
A 9.
I'm giving it a 9.
Okay. Spenny.
So like I said, I enjoyed it about as much as A Long Night, but for different reasons. Like, this isn't a comic that you can just, like, it's not really necessarily just about the music industry. Like, it's about the music industry, but there's a lot of, like, other shit that it seems like it's going to go into that's not necessarily tied to that.
Like his past.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
And why you shouldn't intimidate him.
yeah, I'm going to give this one an 8.5 as well.
8.5?
Yeah.
Right on.
Nice.
I'm also going to give it a conditional rating because if The Long Hunt or The Long Night ends up with that Wendigo, every comic is fucking ruined. So this one has
So you should add a couple more daggers to it?
No, this one has the... No, because I gave, Long Night 8 with 3 daggers, right?
That's correct.
Yes.
And the condition that if the Wendigo shows up, the 8 disappears and I use the 3 daggers to get the editor, the writer, and the artist, right?
Yes.
So this one's going to be an 8 too, but if the Wendigo shows up, it's a 0.
Even though the Wendigo has nothing to do with this comic.
It's just been so abused that I gotta
Yeah.
take 2 toothpicks too and rip out my fucking eyes so I can never read comics again. I guess you don't rip them out with toothpicks.
No.
At least you'll still have the podcast.
Yeah. Without eyes. Yeah.
What's a broken man gonna do on a podcast?
Nothing.
All right.
Well, plenty of things.
Well, let's not play a broken record and
Yeah.
fucking that's it for today, isn't it?
Yeah. We'll catch you guys next week with more God issues and yeah.
Yeah, read comics. If you're not gonna read comics, read obituaries.
Exactly.
That's what Frank would do.
You'll find
All
out
right.
in one of them.
Take it easy, guys.
So-